Thanks for coming back, everybody. This is part 2 of my NES game collection. So, stick around and enjoy. Cubert. Yeah. Very interesting game. Kind of a puzzle-based game. You gotta change all the floor color tiles to match the rest. And then you got these little monsters that trip you up. The little green pea-looking guy, that's what he looks like in the game anyway. He is the only creature that actually helps you. He freezes time. Super awesome. This purple tornado guy, royal pain. Stay away from him. Eliminate him as quickly as possible. Rambo. Now, I liked Rambo. Another one that I haven't beaten all the way. But the gameplay reminds me a lot of Zelda 2 for the NES, which I hear doesn't have a very good rap. A lot of people didn't really care for the second one. I thoroughly enjoyed it because I liked going from side-scrolling to overhead view, the fact that you could level up Link and get stronger. Rambo plays out pretty similar to that. If you like Zelda 2, you would like Rambo. Rampart. Pretty simple game about war. You could play one player or two player versus. One player, you would make your way through the stages. You were on the shore trying to defend your castles. You get about 20 seconds to build castle walls between each invasion, and then anywhere from 2 ships, 3 ships on the first couple of levels, up to you'll see 10 ships, and some of them are commander ships. Much harder to defeat, and they'll start sending ground troops to attack your castle walls, thusly setting them on fire, and you cannot build castle walls where the fire is. So it's a great challenge once you start getting into the game. This one I have beaten, once, and I probably cried. So happy. Skate or Die. I played it a little bit, but not till I was in my later teens in high school and had already played Tony Hawk. And once you play Tony Hawk, going to something like this, it's kind of hard to get into. But back in the day, it was probably definitely an epic revolution for its time. So I hope I enjoy reviewing this one as much as I like playing Tony Hawk. Now, I don't know how many of you are familiar with this game. It's a little, not very well-known game called Super Mario Brothers. And there was Duck Hunt, and there's Super Mario Duck Hunt with the track meet. There's Super Mario 2, which for those of you who don't know is based off a game. I'll double check, but I think it's called Doki Doki Panic. And Super Mario 3. Now, obviously, I'm just kidding. This is one of the most well-recognized video game characters, so I'm not going to explain each game too much, but we'll talk about it more in the review. Now, this one, however, I love playing. It was a 2-player, but mostly I played by myself because I only have an older sister, and older sisters don't like playing video games with their younger brothers, sadly. But you could play Super Volleyball, or World Cup. These were both really fun. It was 2 games in one. The graphics were very reminiscent to early Double Dragon type animation characters. Kind of funny if I can get it to work in the Super Volleyball. You can spike the ball into your opponent, and then I always liked playing this one because you could choose a guy with sunglasses, and I thought that was pretty cool. Also, if you press A and B at the same time, depending on which character you choose to play as, which country you choose to play as, each country has a different special kick, and they're almost unstoppable. Swords and Serpents is similar to a Dungeons and Dragons type of video game. I really only played it a handful of times, so I don't remember much right now. So I can't give you a good description, but when the time comes, we'll have more info. Now this poor game, this is TNC Surf Designs, TNC Surf Designs. For those of you who watch AVGN, yeah, there's the logo. But kind of similar to Skate or Die in a way, made by two different companies. But you could play as this dude or the gorilla, and you could surf on land or skate on the ground. It was kind of fun. I enjoyed it. I had only played it a little bit, so we'll discuss that one more. And of course, Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A lot of mixed reviews. I enjoyed it. I could not ever get past the third level. I just got so far into it and wasn't sure where to go in the third level, and I would end up dying. So maybe when I review this one, things will be different. I'm excited to play it again though. Tetris. As we all know, Tetris, one of the amazing original puzzle games. You have to stack these different shaped blocks, and if you make a solid line, you'll eliminate a line and get points and move on to the next level. Basic concept, easy. It's one of those easy to play but somewhat difficult to master once you get to the incredibly higher levels with really insanely high speeds. Again, with Dr. Mario, my mom was a pro with this game. The Lone Ranger. Another one, sadly, I haven't beaten all the way, but I do love playing it. You get to play as the Lone Ranger, imagine that. And you go around from town to town, shooting bad guys, collecting money. There's a mini game in here which is pretty fun, where you get to shoot at bottles. And if you get enough bottles, you'll get some extra money. And you go from level to level, getting different items to gain you access to different areas. It's a Konami game, so totally worth checking out. I've always been a fan of Konami and Capcom. Probably, I'd say my two favorite developers. Simpsons. I used to own Bart versus, or the one where Bart takes on the aliens. I don't have it anymore, sadly, but it was totally fun. This one is another one. It's a side-scrolling platform jumping, kind of similar to Mario. It does have like a small mini-game level where you can go to outer space and collect a whole bunch of extra lives and power-ups. I was always kind of terrible at that part, but I was always excited to find one though. Highly recommend if you like Simpsons or just old NES games. Check it out. WWF Wrestlemania. Now, as all older wrestling games on classic consoles are, it's a little rough, a little jagged. The moves are not very smooth and kind of repetitive because, you know, you got two buttons to press. But if you have it and you want to play for, you know, a weekend, got the friends over, you want to relive your nostalgic life, throw it in. And last but not least, another puzzle game. I love this one because it was simple. Cookies are delicious, and who doesn't love Yoshi? And all the fun characters. Unfortunately, you don't really get to see the characters too much in the game. It's all about the cookies and scrolling them up and down and left and right to make straight lines and clear out the lines. Totally fun though. There's been many other games based off of this style of gaming, incorporated into other games as mini-games or standalone games as themselves. I recommend trying it, at least once. So, I'm going to call that a wrap for now, and thank you everybody for taking your time to take this small trip back into the past with me. And here soon, I'll start reviewing some of the smaller, simpler games, or the more repetitive. Not that repetitive is bad, but maybe like 1943, Rampart, Cubert, Dr. Mario, Tetris. Some of those I'll do together on the same day, just to consolidate time. But some of the longer ones, and the ones that I enjoy a lot more, like this guy, of course, and this one, I'm going to spend a little more time on. Some of them that I think you've seen a lot, I might not spend quite as much. But overall, I hope you come join me and we can live nostalgia together and relive some of these great games. Some of you younger kids out there have probably never seen, or let alone even know what an NES is, aka Nintendo Entertainment System. So, I hope you join me for the next show. Alright, thank you. Goodbye, YouTube world. Love you guys. Bye.